Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. We are post-Yankee homecoming, so why don't we talk a little bit about Yankee homecoming week? Because, again, as everyone knows, this is one of my favorite weeks of the year, and it was so incredible to be mayor during Yankee homecoming, right? It's all those things you dream of as a kid that grew up in Newburyport. So, you know, I looked at Yankee Homecoming Week as just my opportunity to get out there and go to as many events as possible and just really be involved in every little bit of Yankee Homecoming. My family loves Yankee Homecoming. We do the music pretty much every night downtown. And again, it was hot this week. So, I mean, everything you did, you were sweating. But the music was great downtown. Beetlejuice rocked the house on Thursday as always. The night before, Salem Boys were a lot of fun. The 7-piece band on the waterfront on the night of the fireworks Saturday was really, really, really good. And then Saturday, I thought the Battle of the Bands with the high school kids was just really, really well done and really talented performers that night. So again, the music was phenomenal all week. And I think if you were bopping around town, you noticed that there was always music in the Market Square. We had some really great, especially young local talent performing on Market Square all weekend. We had people on In Street performing. So again, it was a hot week, but I mean, we had no rain for the most part, and that just means we were out and about and able to enjoy every bit of Yankee Homecoming. What else did we love about Yankee Homecoming? It might have been the hottest bed race I can ever remember, okay? So I headed over there. We had one city department, actually two city departments, the fire department, which were the winners of the race, so congratulations, fire department. But we also had the public library have a float this year as well. So next year, I'm already committing, we're gonna get multiple city departments with floats next year because, not floats, but beds, to race down Federal Street. And so hopefully we'll get a lot of people that wanna get involved with that. But it really is a fun event. Again, we went over there as a family, got to meet up with some friends. This Old House, the show on PBS, was actually filming at the event as well. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that when that airs. Maybe we'll have a viewing party here at City Hall or somewhere around town. But they got a lot of great footage, and I was able to meet the crew, cast and crew after the race for a little photo op, but just talk about their time here in Newburyport. And again, they really loved every minute of it. And the bed races are just such a unique thing, not only to Yankee Homecoming, but to Newburyport. So it was nice to have someone here and to celebrate that. Fireworks were great as always on Saturday night. We usually do our usual thing. We go to the park lunch. We either get food to go or we eat there, and then we head out and we watch them. We watch them right from the gas station there at the corner, bottom of Kent Street and Merrimack Street. But God, what a perfect spot to watch the fireworks! And again, it was just a beautiful night. So again, well done. And finally, the parade. I loved the parade this year. So last year, I marched on the parade because of the campaign, and I had probably about 70 people march with me last year. Kids, adults, grandparents. We had just a wide range of people who came out and supported me, and that was fun. This year, to come back as mayor in March, it was just a different feel. I mean, I just felt like I was running the whole route, but side to side, just so many people, thumbs up, great job. I was walking with the city councilors as well, which was great, and I thank them for coming out. And also Senator Tarr was with us that day, but it was just a great day. And again, it was very hot, but I think everyone had fun and found shade on High Street, and we were able to give out a lot of candy and footballs and a lot of fun things. So thank you for everyone who came out, not only to the parade, but who enjoyed all of Yankee Homecoming Week. And I just want to give a special shout out to the Yankee Homecoming Committee and all the volunteers that gave up their time. They do it every year. It's such a mammoth event with lots of different events that have their own individual chairs, and it just all seems to come together each and every year. So, from our standpoint, from the city, we're going to meet internally and just talk about Yankee Homecoming and what can we do to work even better with the committee next year. And then I'd like to meet with the committee as well as they do their post meetings, getting ready for next year. And then we'll just see how we can make it even better and how the city and the Yankee Homecoming Committee can work together in the future. So again, hats off to all the volunteers. Just a wonderful, wonderful week. Phew! And then right when Yankee Homecoming leaves, it cooled off, right? So we had the window open in the office today. We dropped about 20 degrees, which is just incredible because it is incredibly hot here at City Hall. So it's very comfortable here today. So hopefully we can enjoy the rest of August with some really great, probably a little bit more comfortable weather. So what's going on in the city? So we had a city council meeting this week, and the parks reorganization plan was submitted in the city council packet, and then it was then moved by the city council unanimously to Neighborhood and City Services Subcommittee. So they are going to meet next week on August 16th. Is that correct? August 16th, Tuesday at 5 p.m. And that plan will be formally presented to the community, okay? I'm gonna have my parks manager, Mike Hennessy, and our DPS Deputy Director, Jamie Tucolo, present the plan, because this plan was created with parks, it was created with DPS, it was created with the mayor's office. We all came together and we put together this document. So this document's living right now on the city website, so cityofnewburyport.com. You can find the plan, it's right there in the news section. It's really thorough, it's got a lot of great information in it. And again, I want to thank everyone for all the hard work put into it. We're really excited about this plan. And again, this was an outcomes-based decision, right? I mean, we are going to save some money, but this was more about how can we make the Parks Department work even better? And how can we service the parks better? And how can we maintain them? And how can we look and have a vision of to the future of our parks? And what's that look like, right? So this move is going to help us do this. There's just so many efficiencies that we're going to gain from this, and it's going to increase our bandwidth to get some really great things done with our parks. So that's coming up next week. Now, part of the charter, when there's any kind of reorganization like this, there's also a part where you have to do a public hearing. So right now we're targeting, and this will be in the paper, but we're targeting August 23rd for our public hearing. So we'll have our presentation first on the 16th, and then we'll have a public hearing, and then we'll kind of see where the city council's at, and we'll go from there. But again, we're feeling really good about the plan, and we've had so many good feedback from people who have already viewed it, specifically city councilors who are really liking what they see. So I'm looking forward to answering their questions and really getting some more feedback from the public as we move forward. So that's where we are with the plan. We're very excited. What else is going? We had Congressman Moulton at City Hall yesterday, which was really exciting. So Congressman Seth Moulton was working his way through the district on kind of a tour. He was in Gloucester before that for a couple different presentations, and then he ended up in Newburyport. Now, if you remember, we announced a few months back that Congressman Moulton's office was able to secure an earmark in the budget for $2.25 million to be used towards our Central Waterfront Bulkhead project. Okay, and so that's a major chunk of this, probably about $5.5 million plan to fix our bulkhead on the waterfront. And I've said this before, but originally, when I was running for office last year, there was not one iota of talk about this bulkhead project. So when I took office and met with planning, this was really one of the projects that was on the top of the list. And so it quickly moved to the top of my list because you realize how vital it is to our central waterfront, right? We're about to expand the park down there. We have the funding in place for that. And the bulkhead is what's really holding up the boardwalk. It's holding our shoreline in place. So we've got to really prioritize this project. So this earmark helped, and so Congressman Moulton came in, and we actually met in my office, talked about the project in some detail, and then we took a tour down to the waterfront, and I had my planning department, Andy Port, and our project manager, Jordy Vining, with me as well. So it was really a great time in the afternoon with the congressman, and again, I appreciate his office for all their efforts. They've been great to work with these first 6, almost 7 months in office. Actually, it is 7 months now. 7 months in office. Wow, this time is flying by. But they've been great to work with, and again, those partnerships is what helps move these projects forward when you have federal and state support. So we're excited about that. And I'll just mention real quick, we did get those 2 other grants: the $1.8 million from the EDA grant, and that's a federal grant, and then we got the $1.3 million from the Seacoast Economic Council grant, which is a state grant. So again, everything's kind of falling into place for this project, and we're just still working with FEMA to secure that $2.25 million from Congressman Moulton's office, and we are in really good shape for the bulkhead. So stay tuned for that. That is really, really great. A quick update for the Phillips Drive folks. That project is still moving in the right direction. There was a kickoff meeting that was held a few weeks back. Engineering received and approved the prerequisite shop drawings, and the materials have been ordered. Unfortunately, because of supply chain issues right now, some of the water pipe and materials have a 5 and 6 month backlog. But that's okay, because we're going to be able to start the drainage portion of that project, okay? So it's not going to change the timeline at all. They're just going to be able to start some of the parts of the project a little bit sooner than others. But we're still going to move right along. And again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to my office or reach out to Councilor Lane. But we're in a really good position to get that project moving forward on the Phillips Drive neighborhood. Another thing that's been in the news a lot lately is trees, and I love trees. Trees are so important here in Newburyport, but there's been a lot of negative press about trees in the paper. So one in particular I wanted to call out was the trees in front of the Newburyport Bank, okay? So I just kind of wanted to put some misinformation to rest, okay? So the bank contacted the tree warden, which is our Deputy Director, Jamie Tucolo, about the trees in front of the bank. And they had a lighting project, and they were asking him to check it out because they believed, people were tripping because of the roots popping up the bricks in front of the bank, okay? So the tree warden, in his purview, came and checked it out, and it was deemed that it certainly was a hazard and gave the bank permission to take down those trees and plant new trees from the approved tree list. And so that project moved forward. And a lot of people, because we don't have a lot of trees on State Street, and I hope I can work with the Tree Commission and change that. I would love to find more opportunities to plant trees on State Street. But because, again, those were a couple of our few trees on State Street, it was pretty dramatic that they were taken down. And a lot of people, had some questions about that. So I just wanted people to know that the policies we have in place were followed, okay? This wasn't an incident where a hearing had to be held by the Tree Commission, because that's not their purview, right? This was in the tree warden's purview to make that determination and then move forward with what he determined, which was, in this case, that there was a hazard on State Street. So I think we all probably could have communicated that better, and I think we will continue to communicate that better, but we're going to still do some really great things with trees around the city. But, I know, and I think you can't always, take what's printed as fact, right? I think we need to do a better job from the city side, and that's why I have forums like this, the Mayor's Report, to City Council, and the Mayor's Corner here, and our website. I mean, we are constantly trying to put as much information in front of you so you can have the facts and make your own determinations about what happened. So I just want to make a little comment about that. The process was followed, and we've got some beautiful trees now in front of Newburyport Bank that's going to take a while to grow, but they're going to be beautiful, and they were off the approved list. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to that. What else is going on? I wanted to say that, I think I mentioned this last week, but the Plum Island dredge is ready to go. They did their paperwork, and H&L Contracting has been awarded it. So for the people on Reservation Terrace, this is still moving forward, and we're looking forward to that work starting sometime in September. We have a couple other things going on at Plum Island, which is good. We have a couple of residents working with us on life rings that we're going to have at the public access points. So we're determining how to identify those right now and where the funding's going to come from to have these life rings. We're actually partnering with Newbury as well, because we'd like to see these life ring opportunities because of the dangers of the ocean, and then on the riverside as well at Plum Island. So this life ring project's pretty neat. What we're also going to do, if you notice, when you drive out to Plum Island, on the Newbury side, all of their access points are really clearly identified with emergency numbers and actual physical numbers, right? So like if there was ever an incident on the beach, you could call up and say, hey, I'm at access point 9, get here immediately. If you go to the Newburyport side, you notice you don't see that. So we're right now working on a way we can get that to be consistent with Newbury, and I just think it's going to help with the safety and the communication down on Plum Island. So I just want to let you know that that was in the works as well. No new updates with Newport Youth Services and 59 Low Street or the Brown School Gym. I'm hoping to have something in the next couple of weeks, but we're excited to work with EGA Architects on their cost estimates. And finally, I think the last thing I want to mention this week is that there's a chamber music festival going on this weekend. If you go to, I think it's newburyportchambermusic.org, you can get all the information, but there's going to be events happening all over the week. And again, if you love chamber music, it's a great time to get out and listen to some. And I think that's my Mayor's Corner this week. There is so much going on. For whoever said things slow down in the summer, they're just wrong, because they don't. Because there's always good things going on here. City Council just came back. We got school committee coming back in a couple weeks, and then even a couple more weeks, our kids will be back at school. So all three of my kids, Sadie, Ruby, and Oliver. Sadie's 14, Ruby's 12, Ollie's 10. Will be going back to school, grades 9, 7, and 5 this year. So we're just going to try to get out there and enjoy the last few weeks of summer. And I hope all of you are out there trying to enjoy your last few weeks of summer. And I hope to see you soon on the next Mayor's Corner. Have a great week.